straight to the metal hand of God. Metal hand of God. I'd like to welcome all you freaks to the metal hand of God. We some nerds with the urge to purge on some mod. Show them the dick print, then hit him with the rod. The love doctor tell you how to get it, it can buy. Crane, Adam Rowe, Kyle and Wayne. How do they maintain when they clinically insane? We keep it so mellow that we speaking your flame. Adam Story's got a point, and if you let him explain, it's the pun of all puns, get a pun with Papa Wayne. Rum tapping the vein, and 9 minutes bringing pain. MHOG secreting, leaving a stain. You ain't as dope as us, bitch. Stay in your lane.
Like you a guest.
And welcome back to the MHOG podcast. I'm your host, Kyle.
I'm Adam.
Hey, Adam.
Hey.
How's it going, man? We here. We doing it again.
Yes.
How's it been?
Oh, well, it's been... I'm going to put this down gently. Sorry, folks. We're recording with my Omni mic, so if there's a light static in the background, apologies.
He's got a space machine humming back here.
Yeah, it is kind of spaceshipy. I want something...
He's making forever crystals.
I want to get... you can make... Wait, forever crystals?
Yeah, I don't know. It sounded awesome, though. It sounds like a crystal that just floats.
Okay.
And it's like, it gives you infinity life or something like that.
Okay. We'll get back to that in a second.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I got a big computer. I actually want to get a smaller case for it. Takes up less space, but...
Oh, yeah. I mean, it looks dope as shit, though. You can see through it and all that. That's awesome. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a good computer.
This is a mod, right?
It's custom built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So.
Sweet.
Yeah. No, speaking of infinity crystals or whatever the fuck you said, what made my favorite thing Trump's ever said.
Oh, you got a favorite thing that Trump has said?
He said it about a week ago.
Amazing.
I don't know what he was talking about. He was giving some speech, and he starts talking about maybe we'll put like the military in space. We'll call it Space Force. Which
was he serious?
Trump's never totally serious. A lot of the shit he says, he's half serious and just half joking. Not all of it, but a lot of the things he said. But to be fair, he's not the first person to ever come. Like Reagan had a program he called Star Wars, which wasn't a military force in space. It was like satellites with like weapons capabilities and shit. You know, but I don't know. It just when he said it, Space Force, I was like, I'll fucking join that. Where can I sign up for Space Force?
You want to be a Stormship Trooper? Is that what you want to do?
Wait, you talking about like the Cobra ninjas that were in space? The space crew? I don't remember what they were called.
Actual Starship Troopers? Starship Troopers? Starship Troopers.
No. Like G.I. Joe, Cobra.
Oh, no.
They would have like space. I don't know where we're going with that. I don't know what you were talking about. You don't know what I'm talking about.
The Starship Troopers.
I'm just saying I want to be in... I love Starship Troopers. It's a great movie.
Yeah, would that be that?
Fuck.
Would it not be Starship Troopers?
Yeah, I guess it would be, except it wouldn't be giant. Well, hopefully, it wouldn't be giant bugs.
Yeah, that would be.
I wouldn't join Starship Troopers if there was giant bugs. I'm grossed out by bugs.
And then giant bugs that probably
tear you in half. Yeah.
I don't want no parts of that.
Or the big slug.
You don't want no
one
parts of this, Dewey.
Or the big slug one that sucks out your brain. I don't want that either.
Yeah, I don't like that. No. Oh man, they had this. Oh fuck, I forgot the name of the movie. Sunset Dawn or something like that, where they had the guy from Driver, not the guy from Driver, because the guy from Driver was Ryan Gosling. But
yes.
The other guy.
Drive, but yeah.
Drive?
Yeah.
Is that the movie?
Yeah.
Where
I think you
kidnaps his.
Yeah, I think you combining Baby Driver and Drive.
Not Baby Driver. Not Baby
Drive. Drive is Ryan Gosling. It's the movie that was really good, but people hated it because it wasn't what they thought.
Oh, that was an amazing movie.
People thought it was going to be like Fast and the Furious.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But it was a great movie.
That was a good movie.
I love the soundtrack.
Oh, I haven't heard the soundtrack.
Anyway, but so
yeah, I think it was
with...
Driven or something like that. What is this dude? This man, he gets his daughter taken, and he has to go. He drives to go get her back and all that.
That's fucking Nick Cage.
Not Nick Cage. It's this other guy. I'm gonna find it. But it's this movie where his son gets taken by these aliens, and these aliens suck your brains out and they take over your body and all that. It's a whole. It's like it gets down to the point to where it's like, oh, the reason why these aliens are coming because they're harvesting our bodies because they put us here, kind of like the Prometheus effect, something like that. You know, it's like, oh, we put us here, now they're gonna take us back because they're harvesting our bodies. That's why they made us. And so they took his son. He was like, no, you can't take my son. And he tried to go fight him, and he wound up on the ship fighting aliens and shit. And then his son wound up being one of the aliens, and then they wound up fighting at the end. And then the guy from the raid is also in that movie, and he fucking busts his ass and shit. And the other guy from the raid is in that movie, and he gets his arms ripped off. And it is an amazing movie, and it's very long, and it takes you from one part to another part to another part, and it's like, whoa, is this still the same movie? You never know. You know, but it's a really good movie. I'm
gonna be honest with you. I don't know what the fuck you were just saying, but you caught my interest with the raid in space. That's
the guy. Yeah, basically he busts his ass just like that. Nothing but elbows and fucking shit like. But he's fighting aliens. He's fighting these big giant.
I watched
aliens.
that. I watched that.
Man, it's supposed to have came out. I saw it on a Cody. And it was a really interesting movie.
So this is not an American movie. This is a
no. It is. Is it? The guy from that. He's a strange looking dude, and he's not very popular yet. But he's been in a bunch of movies. And the last one he starred in, he was driving a car because this man took his daughter or some shit like that.
Oh, that's a separate movie.
Yeah, that was a separate movie. I'm probably confusing you with just tying all that. I'm just saying this is the things that I've seen him in. I don't know the guy yet. I'm pretty sure he might be a big action star. I'm not sure. He seems a little old, but.
He's a little old.
Yeah.
Well, while you try to figure that out, I want to bring up something before I forget about it.
Yeah.
So I went to see Rogan this past Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah, it was Thursday. And by the way, I was shocked that it was pretty much all white people.
Lots of lugs in there, huh?
Lugs?
Like brutes, like nuts.
No, pretty much all kinds of you saw the college rich Loyola kids and stuff like that. It was pretty diverse in that sense. But I was like, I'm the darkest person in this entire theater. Which I was. In fact, it was funny. When we were walking up, there was like 5 black dudes were walking across from the park, and they was like, "Fuck is all this?" And somebody was like, "Joe Rogan's here." And I was like, "Huh, Joe Rogan, huh?" And they kept walking, and I don't know why that was funny, but it made me laugh.
Yeah.
But I was just surprised. I was like, he usually has like a wider audience, but we were sitting there, and I was talking about I thought that there'd be some merch. You know, I was like, I'll buy a T-shirt or something, and they did not. They didn't have any merch. And my friend Liz was like, "Yeah, it sucks. Like, would you have joined the Fanny Club pack?"
The Fanny Club pack,
or whatever he calls it, because he wears the fanny pack, and he has I'm sorry, did I say Fanny Club pack?
The Fanny Club pack. You did say
I meant to say Fanny Pack Club.
Fanny Pack Club. Oh.
I don't know what a Fanny Club pack is. So I was like, no, I'm not joining the Fanny Pack Club. And she's like, why not? And I was like, well, Fanny means vagina in English. That's what it is. Yeah. That's what they call it. I was like, so basically, it's a pussy pack.
A pussy pack.
It's a vagina pouch, And she's like, no, it's not. And I was like, yes, it is. And you know how you know that? You have never seen anyone wearing a fanny pack on their ass. They always have it in front of their crotch.
In front of it. Mm-hmm.
It is a pussy pouch. Yes or no? Am I wrong?
A pussy pouch is fanny. If fanny is a pussy, and then it's a pouch, and it's right in front of you. Yeah, I mean kangaroos have pouches right in front of them as well. Mm-hmm. Also koalas and wallabies. most marsupials have pouches in front of them. So yeah, that's a pussy pouch.
Yeah,
it's definitely a pussy pouch. You put things in it. It's right there by the.
I don't think it's that convenient because like it's
you
right
don't
there
think it's convenient.
I think it's useful to have an extra pouch, but the way it is, where it's just kind of bouncing on your dick, that's I don't know. I just think like what if you have to run?
Tighten it.
I've never had like a tight pussy pouch. The pussy pouch is always loose.
A tight pussy pouch.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. The movie is called Skyline.
Skyline. I've never heard of that. Who's the guy?
They don't show him in here. They show other people in here, which they have.
The main actor isn't on there.
They don't show the main actor because that's not him. That's like another guy. But I'm gonna find that movie too because I don't know why they show everybody else. They show Donald Faison on here, and I think he's only in there for like a second. He gets killed early.
Oh, it's one of those movies where they're just like. We don't have any stars, so let's just put the most famous person we can find in it, even though they're not really in the movie.
Right.
Yeah, I love movies like that.
There's a lot of people in here. It's like, hey, it looks fucking Wayman. Wayman's in there. Remember Wayman from Workaholics?
I never saw Workaholics.
Oh my god, you need to watch Workaholics. Out of all things, like Workaholics is one of the ones that stands up. It's like, oh, this is funny. Just like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You watched that?
I've seen some of that. I haven't seen a lot of it.
Oh, have you enjoyed it when you seen it?
I found it enjoyable, not enjoyable enough to where I was like, I got to seek this out.
Oh, well, yeah, you are a tough critic. But Workaholics is pretty hilarious.
I like that you pulled back. You thought about it before you said it. Like, how can I put this? You're a tough critic.
You're a tough critic.
Anyway, but yeah, I saw Rogan. I was really impressed. I'm thinking about trying to get tickets to see Ron White because I'd really like to see. He's probably my top 10. He's not. He's definitely not my top 5.
No.
But I'd say he's
reasonable.
In there.
That's reasonable. Yeah. I like his just style and his laid back. Always got like a cigar and some whiskey on stage with him. Yeah,
that was a pretty good impression.
Yeah. I like because he expresses it and he doesn't. I guess he does write some of the stuff himself, but I know for sure that he does not write everything himself. And it's like.
Well, I don't know that all.
Well, I've heard him on podcasts.
There used to be that used to be the thing though. Like, used to be. Look, everybody talks about Price. He's the greatest of all time, or one of the greatest of all time. Paul Mooney wrote
most of his stuff.
Yeah,
right.
And Paul Mooney's not considered one of the greatest of all time. He's kind of a legend, but he's not. He's an underground legend. But I think that used to be more common. And Ron White's old. Like, he's not. No, he's not from the current generation of comics. He's from like the generation before Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan's not new. No. Joe Rogan's been around for 30 years.
And it is just the comedy scene now is just like taking the fuck off. It is like. Even more like that's all it is now. Like before, like, I guess because I'm in it now. You don't think about it as like, oh, comics do a whole lot, but now when you see in movies and stuff, and you see where people really came from, it's like, oh, you a stand up. You a stand up before you started doing this. Like all these movies, like people don't even know that. Like people know Joe Rogan as the Fear Factor guy. Most people still know him as that. And it's like, or the podcast guy. Nobody knows that he really did. Yeah, nobody knows that he did stand up before all that. That was
he's one of those people that's interesting to see where you became a fan of his. Because like we were talking about that as we were leaving. Because like I started following Joe Rogan because News Radio is one of the greatest sitcoms of all time and very underappreciated. Mm-hmm. I didn't know he did stand up until because like I knew he did like Fear Factor and I watched some of that, but like I said, like they had like the food challenges and like the where people would be eating like fucking worm pancreas and shit. Yeah. And I'm like I can't do that. So I saw some of it, and then he put out Shiny Happy Jihad in 2005. I was like, and he's got a bit in there. He's like.
Oh, about
where people are like you the Fear Factor.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that guy does comedy. Let's go. You know.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I guess that's kind of me. I mean, I'm not a meathead like that.
Yeah.
But
It was a lot of meathead shit back then.
Yeah.
He's starting to tone it down now. It's not as much meathead, but yeah.
But it is interesting to see where you're because some people are like Fear Factor, some people are UFC, you know, and like now he's got the podcast, and that's kind of what he's known for.
Yeah, which is that sure Metro booming. Goddamn, like that is a way to go. Like more people, I've gotten. I went on a radio show yesterday, Dolphin Radio for Delgado. Yeah, a radio host, Chew, the DJ Chew. Her name is Chew because she's African, but
I would have guessed Chinese.
Oh no, she's
CHU.
Oh yeah, that's it, but it's African.
Okay, go ahead. Is she actually African?
She's straight up African.
Okay,
like she's so African. She was born left-handed, and now she's right-handed. Like they shun upon that.
That's not just an African thing.
I know. I asked if she was Catholic, and she was like, "Nah." I was like, "Oh no, never mind."
Yeah. Like I know somebody who had that. Like they thought he was the devil because he was left-handed. Hit you with, I'm doing something physical. You can't see it on the podcast.
The ruler, take that ruler and pat that hand.
Yeah.
Tap that hand.
Which fucks people up bad.
I'm pretty sure it does.
No, it absolutely does.
Yeah,
because you're forcing someone to shift their body chemistry, like the way their brain works.
Yep.
Like we talked about how I'm cross dominant.
Yeah,
and it's the same. It's a similar thing because you're forcing somebody's brain to do the opposite of what it's supposed to be doing.
Right.
You know,
makes it hard to make decisions.
Yeah.
Which
isn't necessarily.
It's not a bad thing.
No, it is. Well, it's definitely a bad thing. But I'm saying, like, I'm not saying that that's necessarily what happens when they do the ruler and force you. I know there's different effects and all that, but anyway. But so you were on Dolphin Radio with Chew.
Oh yeah, and I think I forgot what I was talking about.
You were talking about like comedy blowing up, and so you went on.
Yeah. I just went there yesterday.
I'm sorry, I fucked you up.
Yeah, I forgot what the fuck I was mentioning.
You were just like, she's so African that blah blah blah. All right, well, what about so how'd the countdown go? How'd your show go?
Oh yeah, well, this is probably gonna the show was good. I had about 25 people that came, from how I calculated it, but I went on the radio show to talk about comedy. Oh, that's what it was. She introduced me as a podcaster. Mm-hmm. She was like, Kyle, a comedian / podcaster. I was like, oh, okay. So,
well, you are.
Yeah, that's true. And but I guess
I know that's not your career goal.
No. What? I like this. This is, I mean, to do more and more of this, and also the Chronicles things that I've been doing. People was like, oh man, it's just like such and such, and it was like, yeah, it is fun to do. But yeah, I guess to be noticed is that it was nice. You know, she didn't even put the electrical part in there. She was like, I was like, oh, this is cool. And I went on there to talk about the sensitivity, people being sensitive to jokes, people not being able to take a joke and all that, because at my show, which it was nice, it started off well, but I paid for the venue. Okay, they had a karaoke show. My show was supposed to start like 9:30, 9:45 ish, right? The karaoke didn't end till 10 o'clock, and I was like, well, all right, that's fine. That's cool, whatever.
Wait, you rented the venue?
Yeah.
And they still
had karaoke there till 10 o'clock. But it didn't continue. They allowed me to go on stage and do whatever I needed to do and get everything ready. So I announced to everybody, hey, this is about to be a show. It's a paid event. If you don't want to, if you don't want to participate, hey, you can please exit. And we said this numerous of times. Started the show and everything. People were being respectful. They had this one little table over in the corner that did not give any fucks. And at that time, you know, it started to aggravate me because I'm like, you know, we already announced that, hey, this is what this is gonna be. This is a paid show. Like, please don't be disruptive. You know, if you're not gonna pay, then you're gonna have to leave. Yada yada yada. It was being nice. Finish your food. Whatever, you had food here before the show started. That's fine. Finish your food. Don't be disrespectful. You know, and they continued, and it was like one of them started watching a video like full blast on their phone, showing the other one. It was like 4 couples over there, and like 2 of the couples were paying attention. The other 2 didn't give any fucks. And so as we were there, I was like, all right, so they gonna be disrespectful at my show at an event that I paid for this venue. Okay, I'm gonna do what I do because I'm a comic and I gives no shits about people's feelings. And on the radio show, I use this word, eviscerate. Just because I have a skill that you're probably not gonna be able to match at this time, and everybody in here is my friend, so they're gonna side with me on whatever I say. If it's funny, it's gonna be funny. So like I started to poke jabs. I'm like, yo, y'all gotta go, man. Dude over there look like Swiss Beats before the degree. Like y'all gotta leave, and it was like what? Like that caught their attention because I'm like, oh, now you're listening. Yeah, you gotta get the fuck, man. We don't want you here. You're being disruptive. And like I took a few more jabs, and it was like, all right, we about to go. He's like, I'm not about to pay $5 for this shit, and you know, I didn't care. Who cares? And as they leave, they proceed to walk out, and they proceed to yell things as I'm on the stage doing what I'm doing. And it was like, oh, you suck, man. This is whack anyway. It's like, oh, that's fine, but you know, please leave. I don't care. And one like his old lady started to boo, and she was like, boo, and I was like, what? And so I jumped on her. I talked about her wig. I talked about how shitty her bob looked, and I talked about something about a pompadour. And that sequence of words right there fucked her boyfriend's head up. He did not like that. He did not like that at all. He started saying some shit about my polo boots. Didn't have on polo boots. Had on some J25s. You can find those at Journeys. They're a really nice boot. But I was like, yeah, all right. Saying that you're saying these are polo boots and they're not. You're doing a shitty joke right now. Shitty job at telling the joke. No one likes it. Oh, boo. You feel bad about yourself? And he was like, rah! And he started to rage out and shit. And I was like, oh, now you want to fight me now because I told you some things you don't like it. This is my shit. You can get the fuck out. You know, I gave him the peace sign and I dropped the index finger and I'm like, what'd that tell you? And he's like, fuck you, son. And he's just like, get out. And he left. And then he came back in. He tried to storm the stage. And I was like, oh, now you want to fight? Oh, little old me, son, I'm adorable. Why do you want to fight me? Son, you're too big. Why do you want to fight somebody adorable? I'm like Mogwai size, dude. What are you doing? Oh, my God, you hurt your feelings. I hurt your feelings because I told you some things. Oh. And it was like, Kyle, shut up. And I was like, what? I mean, he the one that wants to get all mad and shit. Like, nigga, you want to say things, but I'm the comic. Like, I'm going to eviscerate you every time. Like, this is my shit. This ain't your shit. You get the fuck out. He was like, nah, man, let's just talk. I'm not about to leave. Like, and then like everybody surrounded him. I was like, oh shit, I got a lot of friends. They did not let him get to the stage. And it was like, Kyle, cut it out. I'm like, all right. And they took the mic from me and shit. I was like, yeah, here. And then DC came and he stood in front of me so nobody could see me. And I'm like, man, what the fuck? He was like, stop, Kyle. I was like, what am I doing? I just want to see what's going on. He was like, get behind me and cut it out. Stop instigating shit. I was like, I'm not. Alright, so I just stood there and dude just kept talking and I was like, oh, I want to tell you so many things. I just let him get to the stage and see what happens. That's all I wanted. I just let him get to the stage and see what happens. We'll see how good my jujitsu is because he's a big dude. And I understood I could not fight him. It'd be nothing but elbows and I'd probably break something on him. I'd have to fucking put him in the arm bar or fucking choke him out. And now that was a just of what probably could have happened. But they didn't let him get to the stage and he left after that. And then we fucking finished the show. And it was a good time. It was a good goddamn time. But yeah, man, people are sensitive. It's a fucking comedy show. If you can't take a joke, man, get off the pot.
Stop clapping. I was listening. Yeah, it's people can't. I mean, it's funny. Like I'm sure you've had this. I've had this a few times. I always, like certain instances, even though you've had like 100 times, like one instance will like stick out in your head.
Yeah.
Like I had. Do you remember when there was that story, I can't think of the name of the porn star, but the chick was there with some dude that I don't know if she was banging him or she was just like they were on a date at her house, and her ex-boyfriend was I don't know if he was a UFC fighter, but he was an MMA fighter, called himself War Machine.
Ah, yeah.
Like
tattoo of a grenade on his throat.
I never saw that part, but he legally changed his name to War Machine. I'm sure it's the same guy, but he showed up and like for like a day like tortured them, like beat the living shit out of her. And my whole thing, we talked about it on the show, and my whole thing has always been, I feel horrible for this woman. What happened to her should never have happened. However, she was dating a dude called himself War Machine.
Yeah.
Legally changed his name to War Machine. Did you think that was going to end well? Like, is that, to me, that's not a smart decision. To me, I'm not saying she deserves it. She did not. No one deserves to be assaulted. And I saw the pictures of like her face, like and just her face, not everything that he did to her. God knows, you know. However, like maybe don't date a dude named War Machine. I'm just saying, you know.
Was she dating before he was War Machine or after?
It don't matter because
once he changed his name, it's like, oh,
well, it's not just
red
that.
flag.
It's not just that. Clearly, this dude is unhinged. If he would, people don't suddenly snap. I mean, sometimes people do, but for the most part, crazy people are fucking crazy people.
Yeah.
The kind of dude who's like, I'm gonna legally change my name to War Machine was fucked up before he changed his name to War Machine.
True.
You know. So one of the burlesque people was talking about it like a few weeks after the verdict, and I was like, yeah, it sucks what happened to her. It's really horrible. It's you know, it's a horrible story. But you know, maybe not date a dude who's stupid enough to call himself War Machine. Like, and they got fucking pissed. And I don't know what I said at some point, but at some point I made a comment and I was like, sorry you don't have a sense of humor. And they were like, it's not that I don't have a sense of humor. It's just that you're not funny. And I'm sure you've gotten that at some point.
Oh yeah, they
somebody.
said that night as well.
Yeah.
Here's
the thing. Whether or not the joke was funny,
right,
is not the determining factor in whether or not you have a sense of humor. Mm-hmm. Sense of humor doesn't mean you have to laugh at everything I say. Mm-mm. That would be stupid and improbable. What a sense of humor means is that you understand that the person is joking. If you don't get that, you don't have a fucking sense of humor. You know, I love people like that. Like, you're just not funny. Like, why is everybody laughing?
Are you sure? Right. Are you sure?
Like,
I got at least 75% of the people to laugh, and you're just upset because you didn't get it? Mm-hmm. All right. Or the joke is on you. Who's got an egg on his face now?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. When his fucking you got some whack ass polo boots on. And I was like, oh man, that joke is whack, yo. What else you got? He was like, brr! He didn't like that because I was like, oh nigga, you're trying your stand-up comedy and you ain't never bombed in front of a whole bunch of people before. Mm-hmm. How's that feel? And yeah, most people can't take a good bombing. You know, It just you just tanked in front of everybody that doesn't give a shit for you, and now you're extra mad. Good job.
That actually segues into something that you and I talked about a couple days ago. I'm thinking about, like, I have to find a good venue because I don't like smoke. Mm-hmm. I hate smoke. And then I have a lot of friends that are like, yeah, I totally. Oh, you're going to a bar that's gonna be filled with smoke.
No, it's always like
I love you, but no, I'm not gonna do that.
Take that outside shit.
Yeah, look. If you smoke, cool, that's fine.
Inside the bar, though, it's like smoking inside a car with the windows up.
Well, the worst part is when you're going home because you don't notice it when you're because you're just used to
the atmosphere.
But as soon as you get outside, you're like oh, I reek.
Yeah,
you know,
it's not a good reeking.
But we talked about, like, I was just thinking about, like, all the times I bombed, and not that there's been that many times, but I actually bombed at a funeral.
Shit!
Recently, it was actually it was a memorial service, but it was basically like a wake for like one of my favorite teachers in high school. And this dude's name was I'm gonna get back to the whole show thing. Just wait, I'll feed you, baby bird. That's a Tosh line. But I went to like this dude. His nickname in high school was, or his nickname his whole life was Uncle Don.
Uncle Don.
But you would get fucking detention if you called him Uncle Don.
Okay.
Because he's an adult and you're a student, and you're not allowed to fucking talk to him like he's a fucking child. Even though it was an affectionate term.
Still older than me.
Yeah. So when I got up to speak. Because I know there weren't that many students there. It was mostly like faculty, people that worked with them. There was a few students. I was like, none of the students walked up. So I was like, no, I'll go say something because and I was like, oh, open with a joke.
Open with a joke.
Yeah. So I was like, I stand up here like I'm 38 years old. And I still don't know if it's okay to call him Uncle Don. Like, is that... And it's not really even a bit. Like, if I really would have thought it through. It's just... I was just like, oh, everybody's calling him Uncle Don. Like, am I allowed? I don't know. It feels weird. Fucking crickets.
Oh.
Crickets. And I was like... Oh. And finally, one woman was like... Oh, he's just gonna stay silent until we say something. She goes,
you stayed silent?
It wasn't that long, but it felt longer. She goes, yeah, it's okay. You can call him that. I was like, all right, I'm gonna move along. But I was like kind of laughing. It was
speech.
It was partially quiet because I was kind of laughing to myself. I was like, oh, that didn't go over. Which is you've seen me like on stage. That's kind of how I react when I say something that people like. Oh, what?
Okay. I thought it went over a lot better in my head.
My favorite one was like some rape joke that I made. It was at the end of it. I was like, all right, Kyle, here you go.
Here's the mic, man. I was like, yo. It is a room full of comics and other people we do not know. Ain't nobody saying nothing. I was like, yeah, that's a first. That is a first. JP usually comes up there and says some off the wall shit, but I was like, wow, you really okay? I got it, man. I got it from here.
So I'm thinking about doing a show called Watch Me Bomb.
That's a good title.
It is a good title, and I think it's the kind of thing that people will be like, that's fucked up. Let me go see that. And the whole concept of it is going to be like, and it's not original. Other people have done similar things, but the whole concept is going to be me with a microphone and a stool and probably some water because I'm going to be sweating. And just the audience is going to have to, like, I'm going to point to people in the audience and they're going to call out, like, just, here's a subject, make it funny. And then I'm a bomb. And it won't just be that because, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it would be a paid event. It might be a, like, tip event. I was thinking like having like a musical act, like an acoustic act or something afterwards, so that way people feel like they got to see, somebody fall apart on stage, but then they got to see something, musical and nice. So, something for everybody. Something for everybody. I might ask Jack, see if he'd be willing to do one of his acoustic sets. But yeah, and the funny thing is I posted on there, I was like, on Facebook, I said, would you be willing to come to a show called Watch Me Bomb? And Jeff D posted like this evil picture of some movie with Jack Nicholson. I don't remember what the movie is, and it's just Jack Nicholson in the most evil fucking look I've ever seen on him, just mouthing the words yes, and it's a loop, and it's just like yes. And I told him what it was about, and he was like, oh, I want to do that. And I was like, yeah, because when I said it, I was like, I wonder if I could get any comments, because that's risky.
What? No, I'd do that. Just have like, it's just like Fuck, I forget what it is, but they have that. They have a podcast for it where people go up, they give a topic, and it's like, boom, and then they try to riff off that topic. You know, yeah. I mean, it's just more.
Well, Adam Carolla does something similar called like "What Can Adam Complain About?" The problem with that one is Adam Carolla complains about the same shit all the time, and so his fans are like, oh, just what about dogs on a plane? Something that he's complained about 5,000 times, you know. And honestly, like, it's amusing, but it's not really that funny. Which, amusing but not necessarily funny isn't a bad response. As opposed to, that's not funny at all, shut the fuck up. Like, that's, which, I'll remember to mention that in a minute. There was something that I'll get to it in a second. But so I'm thinking about, but if you do it, like, I think we could do this, like, maybe once every month or two. You know, if we find the right venue. Like I said, I'd like to go someplace that's not, even if it's off the beaten path, like a lounge or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about for the countdown, because I'm like, all right, I need another venue that I'm not going to have to pay for, and it's going to be suitable for what I'm doing, because that shit fucked over me. I was like, all right. But I'm thinking about, like, another, not next month, but the month after.
Okay.
And then more people.
Well, we'll look for something, because I'd like to do this, and if you know, and I think Jeff D was pretty serious. Like, he could probably do it at someplace like he does a show at the Oz, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
The one that him and Geneva do. Geneva's is open. He could probably do it there, honestly. But I don't care. Put my name on it. I don't give a shit.
Well, there's a lot of people that'll get there. A lot of people see it.
Yeah. So, but speaking of shutting the fuck up, so for those of you who aren't from New Orleans, the owner of the Saints is named Tom Benson. Tom Benson was 91 years old. He died this past week.
Segue into
well, I had to explain to people who he is, because I'm not just gonna say, "Well, Tom Benson died." Like,
speaking of shutting the fuck up.
Oh no! I get to that. Now I don't I saw when he died. Like a lot of people
that can't speak no more.
When he died, a lot of people were like, "Oh, rest in peace, Tom Benson. You what you mean to Louisiana? Blah blah blah." I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. I'm sorry anybody dies.
Yeah.
You know,
there's a billboard out for him.
I'm sure there is.
Google that.
Somebody was my coworker was like, "Yeah, they need to, you know, just put a statue up on Lee Circle. Like, the brothers won't complain." I'm like, really? I don't know. Somebody will always complain. Somebody will be like, took down one statue of an old rich white guy and put up another one. You know, like, whatever. I don't think that's what's gonna happen.
Unless she black with cornrows up there, you can't put another statue.
Right. And he was like, the white people get behind that. I was like, I don't know if that many white people give a fuck about Tom Benson, but
the billboard said, "We'll miss that, Tom Benson."
Yeah, but some of that's bullshit though. So I mean, I'm not disparaging the dude. I don't know him. You know, it doesn't matter. But you know, I'm sorry to hear anybody dies. So, but I'm not gonna fucking fake pretend like it affects my life, because it doesn't. But one of my coworkers walked in, this woman, and she's a nice woman, but she's too jovial and likes to talk, a little too chatty.
Little chatty Cathy.
Yeah. So she walks into the room. I guess this was yesterday, or Friday, and she's like, I don't know, just like walks in and goes, "I have a theory."
What?
Out of the blue. She's like, "I have a theory. I think they killed Tom Benson for his money." The family did.
What the fuck? Wow.
And I was like,
what makes her assume any of that?
I was like, shut the fuck up. Like,
did you tell her out loud?
No, she's a nice one. But I was just like, please fucking go away. I actually did out loud just go, please shut the fuck and get out of here. And I don't know if she heard me, but she did. But no, it was like, I was like, first of all, that's not a theory. That's just you making shit up. Yeah. You know, a theory, actually, you have to have some evidence and apply that to, you know. But I was just like, what? Yeah, like you said, like, what made you fucking walk into a room and say that shit? Yeah. B, who gives a fuck? Like,
who gives any types of shit?
Like, I will say this. I am looking forward to the 3-ring circus that's going to be going down in New Orleans with his family fighting. Because Tom Benson, again, for those of you who don't know, married a young woman. I think she was younger than 30.
Oh, one of these situations, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Who the money go to, huh?
Yeah, and the family, like, well, the widow...
What movies
who is younger than... I think she's younger than you. I could be wrong. I think she's younger than you.
She could be 28.
Yeah, she is, like, approved to take... Because you can't just
The state?
No, approved by the NFL to take over the Saints.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Does she know what she's doing?
I doubt it. I mean, when you're the owner...
Why would you do that?
As long as the team is winning, which the Saints don't, but as long as the team's doing pretty well, nobody's going to say shit, you know. But you can't just buy a NFL franchise. You have to be approved by the NFL, you know, which is whatever. But yeah, there's gonna be a 3-ring circus going down in New Orleans with all that shit, which I am looking forward to. It should be amusing. But sorry somebody died, you know. But I don't give a shit. Anyway,
I have to go teach cheerleading today.
Like right now?
Probably in a little bit.
Okay. Where are you going to teach cheerleading?
On the West Bank, around Barataria. One of Therez's students needs some extra support in lessons, whatever. So I'm gonna go check it out. Yeah.
Is it gonna be like the movie Ladybugs?
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I love that movie, by the way.
Oh, that was a good movie. That was a good reference. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm going to go show Therez that movie. It's like, you need to see this movie. This is the reference that you're going to hear the next time you listen to the podcast.
Yeah. No, it was an awful episode, but I was listening to How Did This Get Made, and they were talking about that movie. Yeah. I used to. They've gotten very, very, like, SJW, like, social justice warrior kind of shit.
Really?
Yeah, in that movie, they use the word problematic a lot. Now, to be fair to them, they are right that movie couldn't be made in this day and age.
Yes.
But like, it seems like 90% of the movies that we loved growing up
back then you can't be made these days. No, definitely not. Especially with all these women rights and shit now. Oof.
We need to take those away.
It's like they take our guns.
Is there anything that we need to mention? Because if you got to go, we're going on about 40 minutes. Like, sorry, folks. Like, this is kind of a last-minute episode. But I will be, if you're looking to listen to me sometime this week, Universal After Dark. You can go find that on any podcast catcher. I think they're on Spotify. Maybe they're not. But go check it out. Like, iTunes, Google Play, all that. We're going to be talking about Marvel Superhero Island out in Universal Studios. Should be a fun episode.
Ooh, that's exciting. Also, if you want to catch up on any of the countdown, I did interviews with all of the people that I had on my show, and it's called the Countdown Chronicles. So you can check that out on my YouTube page, Maniacal Menace Comedy. And yeah, man, it was a good time. I asked silly questions like buy one, fuck one, sell one. Be one, fuck one, sell one, raise one. And it was a Mogwai, manatee, mermaid, and a Mexican. So you got to be one, you got to raise one.
Which one were you going to fuck?
Huh?
Which one are you going to fuck?
It depends on what you are. If you're going to be one, you can be a Mogwai and you can go ahead and fuck a manatee. But you understand that if the Mogwai goes in the water and you try to fuck the manatee, then fucking eggs are going to pop out and you're going to get gremlins. So it's also about how you want to play it.
I don't think a Mogwai could fuck a manatee. I think a manatee could fuck a Mogwai, but I think there's a penis logistical problem there.
You think so? You never know.
That's the name of the episode. Penis logistical problem.
What if Mogwai's got like duck dicks? Or like that?
Yeah,
Mogwai fucking a manatee.
That's just painful. What if the Mogwai just dips their dick in the water
and then everything gets pregnant?
Yeah, well, it just makes the penis because the gremlins are bigger than the Mogwai.
Yeah. So
what if it just gives them like a fucking 3-foot dick?
Oh, and it just sticks it in the water, and the manatee comes up and gets his rocks off. Oh, okay. Huh. But
this might be the weirdest fucking ending to an episode.
Pretty strange. Oh yeah, it got weird every time I asked the question. Every time I asked the question, it got really weird.
So, but that's what the interviews were.
Mainly.
About? Okay,
that's they got
cool.
strange. Oh, I asked more questions like herpes or AIDS. Which one did you choose? It's very funny how people how reacted to that. I mean, the reactions was like either quick or like and then AIDS or herpes, and this is why. You know, dude.
Honestly, you want AIDS. You do. Herpes, even if you're not fucking, you're gonna have the itch that you gotta deal with. Whereas AIDS is like, you just gotta take medication now, man.
Yeah.
Now, granted, if you're poor, you might just have to deal with the herpes. If you dirt poor, you're gonna have to deal with the herpes.
Gigi had a very good explanation for herpes and why, because herpes is like that rich people disease, because you always see people that have herpes on that Valtrax commercial, like horseback riding or on a boat or a yacht or some shit, you know.
It's the same people who also do tampon commercials.
Oh yeah.
It's the same people. It's the exact same people.
It's like, why are you having such a good time with this shit you can't get rid of? What are you doing? They scratching their pussies or dicks up against the trees. That's what they doing.
We should film a realistic herpes commercial.
That'd be fun.
Where you know, like the camera, like they're giving the answers in the camera, like you know, like Valtrex has changed my life, and then the camera pans down, and they're just scratching the genitals really fucking hard. By the way, I'm sure she don't listen to the show, but you know, high five to Geneva for the cleavage on the, you know.
Oh, Jesus.
I didn't have time to watch the interview, but like it started playing on my phone while I was I was doing something. I had my phone sitting there. I was like, oh, nice cleavage. You know?
It was the angles. I was like, at first I had to zoom in because I was like, that's a lot of thigh meat, Gigi. We gonna have to zoom in on this shit. I was like, God damn. I was like, all right.
She knows what she got. I'm you know.
Yes. Oh, that was a good. That shit fucking hilarious.
So,
I ain't gonna spoil shit, but you should see how she fucking reacted to there's this little invention that she wanted that God should give all women just to make things easier.
Well, why don't we make it easy on the people, and before you leave, you can post that on the MHOG Facebook page.
There you go.
And they can just go, after they listen to this, they can be like, I'm gonna go listen to Kyle interview Geneva Joy. There you go.
Yeah. Good shit. Yeah, all right.
So I guess, you know, check out the Countdown Chronicles, check out Universal After Dark. Make sure to leave a comment on, you know, somewhere if you would be interested in going to Watch Me Bomb, or watch Kyle Bomb, or watch the hilarious Jeff D Bomb as well. You know,
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
So, all right.
And fucking y'all have a good time and keep it metal.
All right, we out.
Freaks to the metal hand of God. Metal hand of God. I'd like to welcome all you freaks to the metal hand of God. We some nerds with the urge to purge on some line. Show them the dick print and hit him with the rod. The love doctor tell you how to get the Ichabod. Crane, Adam Rowe, Kyle Wayne. How do they maintain when they clinically insane? We keep it so metal that we speaking yoga flame. Adam Story's got a point if you let him explain. It's the pun of all puns, get a plan with Papa Wayne. Rum tapping the vein and I'm minutes bringing pain. MHOG secreting, leaving a stain. You ain't as dope as us, bitch. Stay in your lane. Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah!
That's it.
Get the fuck